This is a story about a teenager who reads a book, finds a career passion, and changes the history of technology by bringing broadcast radio to people around the world. Born in New York City in 1890, Edwin Armstrong enjoys a privileged life surrounded by a supportive family. When he is around 13 years old, his father gives him a book about inventors. One of the inventors is Guglielmo Marconi. Armstrong is fascinated with Marconi's achievements in radio and decides to study wireless technology. On the top floor of his family home, Armstrong sets up a lab and fills it with books and equipment. He even erects a 125-foot radio tower in his backyard. Having no fear of heights, Armstrong often climbed the tower just to get exercise and a bird's-eye view of his world. After high school, Armstrong continues his studies at Columbia University's well-known engineering school. Having his own radio tower and lab, he decides to live at home and commutes to Columbia every day on his motorcycle, navigating through the unpredictable New York City traffic. It is important to remember that this is a time without television, the internet, and cell phones. Radio is the newest technology, and enthusiasts like Armstrong listen to what is simply a wireless telegraph system, transmitting Morse code, dots and dashes, from Marconi and other stations on the coasts and on ships. While radio hackers of the time can tune in to radio stations with simple crystal detectors and an antenna, Armstrong begins using a vacuum tube invented by Lee DeForest. DeForest's Audion, as DeForest named it, provides better reception, but no one, including its inventor, truly understands how or why it works. Armstrong decides to find out. He is determined to learn what is going on inside the tube and how to improve its performance. Late one evening while working in his lab at home, Armstrong realizes he has done it. Not only has he figured out how the Audion works, but Armstrong has also created an electronic circuit that greatly improves the amplification. He discovers that by feeding the signal back through the Audion again and again, he can regenerate its strength. From that night forward, the name Armstrong and the word regeneration are forever linked. Here, at the Radio Technology Museum in Wall Township, New Jersey, a replica of Armstrong's original regenerative receiver is used to demonstrate the evolution of his discovery.
We'll light up our Audion tube here, and we'll tune the input of this so we can hear Marconi Cape Cod. Now, that's about as good as Lee DeForest radio worked, and it wasn't that much better than a crystal set. The world didn't beat a path to his door on this. Part of the problem was that DeForest didn't understand how it worked. He maintained that while there were radio frequency signals at the input of this circuit, there weren't any at the output of the circuit. Armstrong got some clues that that wasn't the case. And so he says, if there's radio frequencies on the output, let's put another tuned circuit over there and tune it up. And when you do that, that gets a whole lot louder. So he's now got the best radio receiver in the world. But it gets better. If you tune further, that sound that everybody's going to remember changes. Like that. Howard says, what's going on here? It took him 6 weeks to figure out that the circuit, when that sound happens, that the circuit is oscillating. It's generating a radio frequency signal of its own.
What this means is that through regeneration, the Audion can not only receive and dramatically amplify a signal, but it can also transmit one as well. The door of possibilities flies open. It's easier and cheaper than ever before to transmit and receive not just the sparks of Morse code, but also continuous radio signals, like music and speech, over greater distances. Armstrong's regeneration circuit is revolutionary. but it represents only one of the many contributions he will make to the advancement of radio technology.